And guys, one game I'm quite excited for, Newcastle Aston Villa.
I don't know if I would say I was excited for it, but
I don't know, just
why are you excited, Ollie?
Um,
Very, very difficult to get you excited, isn't it?
No, I think I've just Steven Gerrard has just piqued my interest in Aston Villa since he's arrived, and they actually haven't had like a fantastic last couple of fixtures, couple of draws, couple of losses, but exciting game against Leeds with like 3-3, and then just watching Newcastle they've overpaid for a couple of their signings without a doubt.
Well, you're going to have to get them to come to Newcastle, right?
But to go in as bad as Everton have been, Everton are still a higher kind of tier club, and for Newcastle to go and put them away 3-1, given what Newcastle was like at the start of the season. For me, it makes this quite an interesting clash because it's two fairly new managers, it's two teams with like a couple of new signings, and I could very much see it being like a 3-2 game or something. It's just like high scoring back and forth, and just a good one to watch.
Yeah, I like the football that Aston Villa play, and they're a good attacking side, but they've fallen a bit off. They beat Everton the last time that they played them. And Newcastle have as well. I just wonder if we're starting to see a period of settling down at Newcastle, where they now know that the future, that there's a future there, lots of money in the club, and maybe that's brought a bit of calmness to it all. A couple of signings to come in, and usually when teams sign players, the effect that has then on training is that the remaining players want to prove to the incoming players how good they are. So it tends to elevate the whole level of focus for a team. And I think maybe that's what we're seeing at Newcastle. Because Everton, on paper, have a better team.
Yeah.
I think Lampard should not be coaching in the Premier League. I don't think that he's good enough. And I'm pretty sure that they wanted Rooney to come in, and fair play to Rooney for sticking with Hull. You got to admire Rooney, but Lampard, I just don't get his signing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he copes, because where Steven Gerrard, and you did a piece on it where he's come up very much systemically, into a sort of mid-range club. With the goal, obviously, Liverpool, Frank Lampard went the other way, stuck straight into, top 3 club, expected to win this thing straight away, and then really just tanked it. And now he's kind of gone back to where you think, like, actually, if Frank Lampard had come in and done averagely with Everton, you would have thought, okay, cool, what's next for him? Maybe he can start sort of...
Well, don't tell Everton fans that they're a small club, There's a long history and tradition there with Everton. But I get your point. It's well made. I fancy Newcastle to win this game.
Really?
Yeah. I just, they beat Leeds away, and Leeds aren't an easy team to beat at Ellen Road.
Yeah.
And then they stick away Everton convincingly 3-1. Now they're home again. Aston Villa chipping goals, conceding three goals to Leeds at home is not good for your resume, But it'll be I reckon that Newcastle I'll pip this one 2-1.
Okay.
Which is fair. Yeah, which is fair. So Newcastle, Aston Villa. Really also looking forward to this game as well. Aston Villa, regardless of the great form they have under Steven Gerrard, they only have one win in their last 5. No competitions. And in their last 5 Premier League games as well. So it's like, it's not as good as what it's supposed to look like. And as for Newcastle, 2 wins on the spin within the Premier League, getting 6 points. New signings that have come in as well. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw on this one.
Yeah.
Shakes, I'm gonna. I want to say that, but I want to like Aston Villa for this one. I think they're gonna surprise us and.
Well, someone's gonna win.
Win this game 2-1.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm 2-1. You're 2-1 the other way, and are you 2-2?
I'm the draw.
You're the draw. You're the Mr. Kiss My Sister. Okay, Tottenham versus Wolves. This is an intriguing fixture.
Yeah, do you think Tottenham should be such heavy favourites?
No.
Because 5.4 on Wolves,
5.4 on Wolves, it's like, well, maybe the bookies are pricing in a ridiculous loss to Norwich there,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before that, they'd reeled off 5 out of 6 and one draw. And that draw was against Chelsea. They'd beaten Brighton, drew with Chelsea, beat Man United, Southampton, who were showing some progress, and Brentford away. And then you go and give up that bad ball to Norwich. You get hit for 6.
I think it's also they play Arsenal tonight, so that'll be a good indicator of sort of where they're at going into the Spurs game. But like, the Spurs have been like fairly disappointing.
Well, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win,
Yeah.
lose, and they've lost to Southampton as well, who the form guide for Wolves. Wolves beat Southampton 3-1.
Yeah.
So this game is a lot closer than the bookies are saying, and I like the draw in this match. I like 1-1.
I like a 2-2 draw.
You tend to favor a 2-2 draw. Eh? You're
Yeah.
a bit
I think
optimistic.
there's going to be 4 2-2s.
Yeah.
Off the wall.
It's a lot of goals, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of goals, Oliver. It's a lot of goals. Very interesting as well. I actually think Wolves have actually been one of the better performing sides in the Premier League.
They have, yeah.
They've really surprised me. And if anyone who doesn't know this, but if Wolves beat Arsenal tonight, then they'll find themselves only 4 points off top 4. Then they join in the pack with Arsenal and United and West Ham
And they had a stuttering start to the Premier League. Eh? They were in terrible form in the first 5-6 games. Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, I think they were still trying to find their way with Bruno Lage having to come in to replace Nuno Espirito Santo. But ever since then, their last 5 Premier League games, they haven't lost one. And as well as they just find themselves always so hard to beat and always having to pick up clean sheets whenever they possibly can. So it's not as close as that. I think throwing in a cheeky bet on double chance draw or Wolves for 2.17, I think, it's actually not so bad. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 Tottenham to win. Just because they've got Antonio Conte, that's why.
Yeah. Well, I like the draw. You like Spurs win.
No draw.
You like the draw as well. Then the last game of the weekend, we've got Leicester, or as the Americans say, Leicester, versus West Ham.
I mean, Leicester have been, really poor. I say this as a Liverpool fan that's going to watch, Liverpool-Leicester later, and where we should put them away. Leicester tend to cause us trouble every now and again. But granted, things go as planned, and Leicester get stuck away again tonight. I gotta like West Ham to take them.
Yeah, there's a big difference, and I know they've Leicester have 4 games in hand, but they're 14 points adrift of West Ham.
Yeah.
Which speaks to the form that West Ham have played. West Ham let themselves down a bit over the Christmas holidays with some bad results.
It's disappointing.
But they're still a better side than Leicester.
2.43, is it something you'd bet on?
I'd like to see who's playing, because this far out we can't get the team sheets. But I like 2.43 for a West Ham win.
Yeah.
And my pick would be West Ham to win 3-2.
I'd say 2-1, yeah.
What do you think, Shakes?
I'm gonna go with a surprise result on this one, regardless of their bad form. I think Leicester walks away with the victory on this one. The reason why I say victory for Leicester is because that whole debacle that's going on with Kurt Zuma and West Ham.
Right.
I think where David Moyes having to play him in the last game, it's obviously amped up the noise, and sponsors are starting to suspend their accounts with West Ham as well. Fans are starting to obviously make noise as well, and I think there's just too much noise, and it might affect the team as well in the next result. And plus, they find themselves in a situation where they'll probably be forced not to play him this time around.
Well, maybe for the folks out there that haven't been following this story, maybe you can enlighten them.
Yeah, so basically what happened was over in the last couple of days, a video emerged on social media of Kurt Zuma was kicking his cat, running after it. Someone was filming him. Looks like it was his sibling. and his kids were in the video as well. So he was kicking it, he picked it up, and
That's shocking.
yeah, so it was shocking, and it got such bad reaction, unfortunately, and not a lot of people were fans of it. So now everybody was speaking pundits.
Reaction.
Just imagine if he had kicked a dog, he would have been certainly benched.
Yeah. So now the thing is, the story gets even better because all the pundits in the media were like, surely he's not going to play tonight. And that was the game they played on Tuesday, I think. And when the team sheet was released, they saw Kurt Zuma, and I promise you that was possibly West Ham's best engagement post, because there were so many comments, so many retweets, so many likes, shares. Like, people could not understand it. And he played, they won 1-0. David Moyes said that he's one of their better players and he'll deal with on-the-pitch issues while the club deals with off-the-pitch issues. Now, after that, the backlash starts to come. There's petitions that are being signed by fans. They're not very happy. And as well as the animal shelter as well, they took away his pets. He's been fined.
Yeah, but I don't know what him being suspended from playing soccer does for these. Again, to me, it's the cancel culture. The guy's obviously an idiot and needs clear counselling and a way forward to try and obviously not have pets. You know, because there's something wrong with him. Not playing soccer, making a living doesn't solve the problem. And I'm a big advocate of against this woke culture of just fucking canceling everything because you sign these petitions. I understand the problem, but it's not him not playing is not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah, well, the thing is that people are forming it as animal cruelty.
Well, it clearly is animal cruelty, but it's more a case of fucking he's mentally challenged, let's say.
Yes, no, he's definitely got a problem, and I think he does need to do community service. He does need a little bit of help as well. But I think even fans themselves, because there were people on radio that were crying over this situation.
Yeah, but people, we live in a very brittle society, you know, people crying and stuff. I think people need to toughen up a little bit. You remember the whole Michael Vick thing? And I'm not an advocate for kicking cats. I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. And maybe I'd feel. You remember that scene in Anchorman? Well, maybe we'll get it. That scene in Anchorman where Jack Black drop kicked the dog into the ocean in San Diego. But look, I'm not making light of it. I just don't agree with the whole cancel culture and signing petitions. And what is the outcome that these people expect, other than just to cancel something?
I suppose it goes to what Shakes is saying about this fixture, you know.
Someone has to show general contrition, which he's not going to do. The problem is he needs some mental help. And usually if you can go and, maybe you can become an advocate for speaking out against animal cruelty. There's no better voice than someone that's being cruel to animals. It's unfortunate we live in this age of these players getting so much money and so much success and not having hardly any of them if have life coaches or trying to teach them how to be good human beings. Yeah. They're pushed through systems because of their excellence in soccer skills. They're sold for a lot of money. They're introduced to a lot of money, and it's an incredible amount of responsibility and privilege to have at such a young age. Look, it's one. I'd like to see solutions around trying to rehabilitate these guys rather than just completely pile in and cancel them as human beings. Losing an Adidas sponsorship is more money than most families will make in a lifetime. That is punishment. There's punishment being booed. There's punishment in social media that he's messaging, all this stuff. So he is going through a tough time, and hopefully he'd learn a lesson from this. But I do believe that there needs to be more, and people would. I think if you can show some serious remorse for it and become an advocate for animal cruelty, then that might go a long way to mending some bridges. But saying that, I still think
well said, Kevin.
Thanks, man.
Well said. Yeah, well said.
Yeah,
but what is your call for the West Ham game?
I still like West Ham to win.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna, and I don't know if he'll play this weekend, but the game's in Leicester.
Yeah.
I think he should play. I think he should go there and be booed. You know, it's punishment.
Possibly, yeah. You know, get that treatment, or perhaps get that treatment. That's for sure. But I think
maybe we could give him 50 lashes at the end of the game as well, and you know, string him up and give him a good beating. But it's punishment to go to any city away from home and get booed. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the becoming maturing is to understand the stupidity of your actions. You know. I mean, when my mum found a Playboy book under my bed, she made me. I was 13, I think. I had to walk it back to the guy that gave it to me, and it was a walk of shame, like a 1 mile walk down to the village I grew up in, and hand the thing to his mum. Geez, I remember that taught me a few lessons. Hide my Playboys better was the main lesson.
Yes.
Anyway. Taking responsibility for your actions is all part of becoming a man, and I hope that they sort this thing out. But, guys, thanks very much.
Thanks, Kev.
I appreciate it, and good luck with all your bets, Jake. Great to see you again.
Welcome back.
Thank you, man. Always good to be back. Ollie, thanks very much.
Thank you.
And make every bet a winning one.
Here we are.
Take care, guys.
See you, man.
Cheers,
Cheers, Jake.